Once upon midnight dreary, where I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, where I nodded, nearly napping. Suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "There's some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. Only this and nothing more. Distinctly, I remember it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember round its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow. Vainly I had sought to borrow from my books surcease of sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angel named Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And the silken side uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before, so that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "There's some visitor entreating entries at my chamber door, some late visitor entreating entries at my chamber door. This it is and nothing more." Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," said I, "or maiden, truly your forgiveness I implore, but the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you. Here I opened wide the door. Darkness there, and nothing more." Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was a whispered word. "Lenore?" This I whispered, and I echo murmured back the word, "Lenore." Merely this and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning. Soon again I heard a tapping somewhere louder than before. "Surely," said I, "surely that is something at my window letters. Let me see then what the rat is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. This wind and nothing more." Open here I flung the shutter, when with many flirt and flutter, if there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but, with mien of lord or lady, perched above my chamber door, perched upon a bust of ballast just above my chamber door, perched and said nothing more. Then this abounding bird beguiling my sad fancy into spelling, by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore. "Though thy praise be sure and shaven, though," I sighed, art sure no craven. Ghastly grim and ancient raven wandering from the nightly shore, tell me what thy lovely name is on the nice Plutonian shore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Much I marveled this ungainly for to hear discourse so plainly, though it answered little meaning, little relevance bore. For we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above his chamber door, bird or beast upon the sculptured bust above his chamber door, with such name as nevermore. But the raven, sitting lonely on the placid bust, spoke only that one word, as if I saw in that one word he did aught pour. Nothing farther than he uttered, not a feather than he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, other friends have flown before, on the morrow he will leave me as my hopes have flown before. Then the bird said, nevermore. Startled at the stillness broken, I replied so aptly spoken. Doubtless, said I, what it utters is its only store can store, caught from some unhappy master whom unmercifully disaster followed fast and followed faster, till his songs one burden bore, till the daggers of his hope that military burden bore, of never, nevermore. But the raven still beguiling all my fancy into spelling. Straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of bird and bust and door. Then upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking, fancy unto fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what this green, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, and ominous bird of yore meant in croaking, nevermore. This I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing, to the four whose very eyes no bird into my bosom's core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining, on the cushion's velvet lining that the lamplight gloated over, but whose velvet lining with the lamplight gloating over, she shall prize and nevermore. Then methought the ear grow denser, perfumed from my ancient censers, warmed by seraphim whose foot force tinkled on the tufted floor. Wrench, I cried, thy God has lent thee, by those angels he has sent thee. Respect the nothing from thy memories of Lenore. Craft, oh craft, this can repent and forgot this lost Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophets, said I, things of evil, prophets too, if bird or devil, whether tempter saint or whether tempest chose it thy ear ashore, desolate yet all undaunted, of this desert land enchanted, of this home by horror haunted, tell me truly, I implore, is there balmy in Galilee? Tell me, I implore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophets, said I, things of evil, prophets do, if bird or devil, by that heaven that bends above us, by that God we both adore, kill that soul with sorrow laden within the distant maiden. It shall collapse the sent maiden who, the angel named Lenore claims the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels named Lenore calls the raven nevermore. May that word have a scent of parting, bird of wind. I shrank up starting. Get thee back into the tempest and the nest of Plutonian shore. Leave no black plan as token of that lie thy soul has spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken, quiet the blast above my door. Take thy break from out my heart and take thy from off my door. Quoth the raven, nevermore. And the raven, never fleeting, still is sitting, on the pallid bust of Pallas just above my chamber door. And his eyes have all the seeming of a demon that is dreaming, and the lamplight over him streaming throws his shadow on the floor. And my soul, from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor, shall be lifted nevermore.